All right. Appreciate everybody being here. Looks like we've got ourselves, what, over 100 people waiting patiently for me to arrive. Well, it took me a couple extra moments to make sure that I'm promoting the show properly, that I'm marketing to all you folks out there, making sure that everybody who wants to see it can see it. If you're on Twitter, Discord, Patreon, all that stuff. So appreciate you being a little bit patient with me. But hey, yesterday didn't go so great here on picks that came from the YouTube channel. I mean, we had some fantastic picks that did hit from from yesterday's show, I should say. But we had guys like Jaylen Brown, who went to the free throw line in the fourth quarter and just kept missing. He kept missing his free throws. He would have went over his points and assists. He would have went over his PRA. And then you had his little teammate, Malcolm Brogdon, who did not end up getting the job done, unfortunately. Brogdon fell short on his points and assists, rebounds, and pretty much anything else that Malcolm Brogdon was on the board for. I think he fell short on just about everything. So Jaylen Brown, Malcolm Brogdon, you are in the doghouse, as is Al Horford. I mean, the Boston Celtics in a hole. I don't know if anybody hit their overs. None of the ones that I took ended up hitting. None of the overs I took. So I don't know. Let me know. You guys that are watching live, did any of your Boston Celtics picks, did they hit? If so, which ones? I'd be curious and interested in knowing. Outside of that, though, of course, I had to put on for the Patreon gang. Some of y'all already know this, but yesterday I put out a 25 times your money slip for Patreon members. On top of that, we went 6-1 on additional picks posted exclusively for Patreon members to the Curry's Kitchen channel in our private confines of our Discord. Let me show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. If you guys are not Patreon or Discord members yet, it's $20 a month. It's about 66 cents per day. You get access to additional picks, cheat sheets. I'm doing giveaways each and every week, and we've got private Discord set up. It's a great time. It's a fun, family-friendly community of like-minded individuals who are just trying to get this paper. All right, so if you want to join Patreon, there's a link down in the description below. Here's what I posted for our Patreon members. Tobias Harris over 18.5 points and rebounds. That one ended up hitting. DeAnthony Melton over 2.5 boards. Of course, that one hit. Derek White for less than 12.5 points. That one came through for us. Aaron Gordon for more than 0.5 3-point makes. That one was also a hit. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was on the glass. He was on the glass early and ended up cashing this one shortly after the second half began. That one came through for us. And then Kevin Durant for less than 37.5 points and assists. The only pick that did not hit was this one, Malcolm Brogdon for more than 17.5 points and assists. Like I said, Brogdon played poorly. But outside of that, 6 winning picks out of 7. And not only that, like I said, we were able to turn this into a 25-time payout here. So we ended up hitting on this slip right here. Put this one out to Patreon members. Devin Booker was an absolute sweat, but he ended up coming through. The taco was good, over 27.5 points. And then I combined it with 5 of the picks that I just mentioned that I sent to Patreon members. So $25 turned into $625. So congratulations to anybody who tailed. Also a big congratulations if you tailed yesterday's 2-pick power play. Those of you who watched yesterday, you tuned in at the top of the show. Remember, I locked this one in. This was the first play that I made here was this 2-pick power play of Jaylen Brown for more than 21.5 points, along with Tobias Harris over 14.5 points and assists. So if you tailed that one, you tripled up. Congratulations to you once again. So that's what went on in Patreon last night. So it may not have been the best of nights for YouTube content, but hey, sometimes it's going to be up. Sometimes it's going to be down, but hey, we got more picks bubbling up all the time right here in Patreon. So again, if you want to join, it's just $20 a month. Get down to the description of today's video, click the Patreon link, join the crew. We're out there just trying to help one another win. That's what the Patreon group's all about. Helps you support the free content here on YouTube as well. And I appreciate everybody who decides to join up and be a part of Patreon. All right, outside of Patreon and all that fun stuff, you guys know that I'm giving away risk-free 2-pick power plays each and every day that I go live. So every time I go live, guys, I'm picking somebody new for a 2-pick power play on PrizePicks. If I pick your name, shoot me a DM with your email address rather, and then I'll give you a 2-pick power play. You get both picks right, you win $100. So if you're looking for some extra money in your PrizePicks account. Maybe you're running a little dry as we get into the summer months, all right? It gets a little hot, gets a little dry around these summer months. I got you, baby. I got the hookup. Holler if you hear me. All right, here we go. 75 comments from yesterday's replay. Appreciate everybody who commented. All you got to do, gang, be a subscriber with notifications turned on, hit the like button, and then go to the comments section once I end the show. Comment your favorite pick, prop, or play of the day, and I'll select somebody new each and every day. So without further ado, let's do this. We're going to hit the start button. Now, hopefully we don't have a duplicate winner. If we do, I'll pick somebody new, but it looks like our winner today is Light. Not L-I-G-H-T, L-I-T-E. Light said, everyone, I'm assuming he meant sold me, S-O-K-D me. Everyone socked me. I think he meant sold me. Hopefully everyone didn't sock him. Pause. All you got to do, Light, if you're watching live or maybe you're catching me on the replay, send me a DM. You can reach me on Twitter at Curry the Creator, or you can drop down to the Discord. Links to both are in the description of today's video. Shoot me a DM in Discord. Either way, I need your PrizePicks email address, okay? That's what I need from you. Congratulations. You get both picks right. You're going to be $100 richer on PrizePicks. All right, gang? And if you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, you ought to be, okay? Promo code Curry gets you that 100% instant deposit match. Your first deposit up to $100 matched instantly, meaning you get a free bet. Your first bet is completely on the house, risk-free. So use code Curry, make your first deposit. I've left a link for that down in the description as well. All right, 2 games tonight, guys. We got the Miami Heat taking on the New York Knicks at 7:30 p.m. We also got the LA Lakers and Golden State Warriors tipping off at 10 o'clock tonight. Let's look at this first one, Miami at New York. 209.5 is your total here with a 3.5-point spread. So it's not the highest scoring game, but it does look like a game that's going to stay close and competitive, which is what we like to see, especially if we end up taking a lot of overs from this game. Looks like Jimmy Butler's listed as a game time decision, as is Caleb Martin. I think both of these guys probably are good to go and end up playing, but let's just take a peek real quick. It says Butler ankle is questionable for Wednesday's game 5 in New York after missing game 2 due to a right ankle sprain. Butler has appeared in back-to-back contests. Yes, we've seen Jimmy Butler out there playing after this ankle sprain. He posted 27.5 points, 6.5 assists, and 2 blocks in 39 minutes since the ankle injury. Despite the questionable designation, the all-star forward will likely suit up again Wednesday, but his official availability presumably won't be determined until closer to tip-off. All right, so Jimmy Butler's probably going to play. Let's just be honest here. I can't imagine a scenario where Jimmy Butler doesn't play. Kind of like Joel Embiid yesterday. We talked about him. He was listed as a game time decision. And of course, Joel Embiid got out there and played basketball. So wouldn't be surprised if we see Jimmy Butler out there tonight in a playoff game, pivotal playoff game. Caleb Martin, on the other hand, is questionable as well. He's been dealing with a back issue. He played in the last game too. It looks like he is probably going to play again. Yeah, Martin's official availability presumably won't be determined until closer to tip-off. So keep an eye on both of these guys, but I think both guys play. Obviously, Tyler Herro's out, and Highsmith, he's a game-time decision, but nobody really cares about him. He's not going to be on the PrizePicks board. Emmanuel Quickley, however, is listed as a game-time decision, and he is unlikely to play in Game 5. Quickley's doubtful for Wednesday's game versus Miami. We did not see him in Game 4. He sprained his ankle. We saw guys like Quentin Grimes. I ended up taking the over on Quentin Grimes' points. That ended up working out. Some people flocked to Josh Hart. I warned you guys about Josh Hart. Sometimes Josh Hart is all about that cardio life. He's checking his Apple Watch. He's trying to get his steps in. He's trying to close those rings on his Apple Watch. Sometimes Josh Hart is really like that out there. He's just out there running around. He ain't out there doing nothing productive. And that was no different the other night. He didn't have the greatest of games. RJ Barrett played pretty well. Julius Randle did decent. He ended up fouling out, finishing with exactly 9 rebounds. That was one of the plays we talked about a couple of days ago. Jalen Brunson, I believe he did work. I think he had a pretty good game. So those are some guys to kind of keep an eye out on. Like it says here, without Quickly, Quentin Grimes moved back into the starting lineup, played 42 minutes. So keep an eye out on Quentin Grimes. He could be a low-key nice play if he plays another 40-plus minutes tonight. Josh Hart only had 22 minutes. So pretty significant difference there. The young boy, Quentin Grimes, 42 minutes. The vet, Josh Hart, only 22 minutes. 20 minutes differential there as far as playing time goes. So Quentin Grimes might be the guy going forward that Tom Thibodeau trusts. So keep an eye on that situation as well. All right, moving on to the next game, the LA Lakers, Golden State Warriors. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Mo Bamba, all game time decisions. Of course, LeBron and AD will play. I don't even know why they put them on the list at this point. They're going to be out there. Patrick Baldwin, Andre Iguodala. Nobody cares about either one of them. They're going to be maybe out. Maybe they play. Who cares, right? 226 points, 7.5 point spread on this game, though. A higher scoring game here. A little bit bigger spread. So this one could potentially creep into blowout territory. Golden State, 7.5 point favorites at home. Do you guys think that Golden State beats LA tonight? Stays alive in this series? Let me know. Let me know if Golden State's got what it takes now that the game has shifted back to Oakland, to the Golden State home court. Maybe that's going to be all the difference in the world. But we took some unders from this game. Klay Thompson went under his points and under his 3-point makes. That was a good play because they were on the road. And I mentioned to you guys, Klay Thompson's not that great on the road. Definitely not as good as he is at home. So maybe tonight you're going to see a different Klay Thompson. Maybe you're going to see vintage Splash Brothers in full effect tonight. We'll have to wait and see. All right, that's what you got to look forward to, guys. 2 games tonight. I think both of these are going to be exciting, fun games to bet on. Here we are. We're back at it with the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. This tool right here blessed us in Patreon last night. 6 winning picks came right here from this tool. 6 out of 7. 6-1 record last night for Patreon members. Had some close calls in yesterday's video. We had some that hit, but we also had some close calls from yesterday's video that came right here from this optimizer. But this thing's a game changer. It literally made me $600 last night, from $25 to $625. So if you're not using this yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you're playing on PrizePicks and not using this, you don't like value. You don't like finding the picks, the props, the plays before they get bumped up, bumped down, or completely removed from the PrizePicks board. You got to get on this tool, okay? There's other ways to go about doing research without this tool, but I can assure you that this is going to make your life a whole lot easier and make you more profitable, better. All right, let's go ahead and filter out the games that are not taking place tonight. We only want to look at today's game. So Miami, New York. Then we're going to all filter out the other games, looking at Golden State and LA. Boom. There we go. Let's run through these. Starting at the top of the board here, we'll work our way through page 1, trying to find the most plus EV plays possible. You're seeing a lot of different like fantasy scores at the top of the charts here. A lot of these types of picks that could either boom or bust, like a Bam Adebayo block shots prop, or a Bam Adebayo steals prop, right? It could hit, but then again, it has chance to not hit as well. It's like either, it's very binary. It's either 1 or a 0. It's either a boom or a bust, feast or famine, hit or miss. All right, so I don't like those style props. I'm skipping over those. You got Kevin Love over 0.5 blocks and steals. I think somebody mentioned that in our last show. They liked Kevin Love to collect 1 block or steal. I don't think Kevin Love actually did collect a block or a steal. And then you got some other picks on the optimizer right now. Jimmy Butler, like under 6 assists is another optimal play that you could look at. I'm not going to look at it because I don't like taking picks, props, or plays that are going to potentially tie or push. I don't want a reduced payout. I don't want to go from a 6 pick down to a 5 pick, or from a 5 pick down to a 4 pick. That ain't the type of game I like to play. I like clean wins and clean losses. That's just me though. If you don't mind a tie, a potential push, take a prop like Jimmy Butler under 6 assists, but I'm going to stay away from stuff like that. All right, so let's keep going. We'll get our scroll on here. How about this one? The first pick that we came across that's not a weird prop like a block, a steal, a turnover. not a fantasy score, one that hasn't been bumped up or bumped down already. We got Steph Curry at 30.5 points, 52.91% chance, almost a 53% chance that Curry goes over 30.5. What do you think, guys? Is Curry going to get in his bag tonight? Is he going to carry the Golden State Warriors to a victory, a much-needed victory? Let's take a look at some projections here, as we normally do. We're going to be looking at Action Labs. We're going to be looking at RotoWire. And we're going to be looking at NumberFire. 3 different projection sites and sources, trying to see if the projections are with us or against us on the optimizer here. Well, I can tell you this first projection is very much on our side. Remember, the optimizer said take the over at 30.5 points. This projection also says, hey, Curry's going to have a good game when it comes to scoring the rock. 32.2 projected points on a line of 30.5. I'll take that projection any day of the week. Let's go to a second projection, though. Second projection for Steph, 30.5 is the line. Ooh, look at this. 26 points, gang. Way under 30.5. So we got a pretty nice over. We got a pretty nice under here. We got to keep it moving. We got to go to a third and final projection on Mr. Steph Curry. And that projection has him at 29.8 points, my friends. Ouch. So he's fallen short. He's missing the mark on 2 out of 3 projection models. I think for me, I'm going to leave this one alone. I'm going to pass on this one and see if there's a better option. How about maybe his points and assists? What about if we combine the points at 30.5 plus his assists? You got about a 52 to 53%, closer to 53% chance that Curry goes over 37.5 points and assists here. So let's look for projections of 38 or higher on his PA, points and assists. First one, Action Labs, has him at 39. That's looking really good. Second projection is going to be RotoWire. We're going to look at that one. They've got him at 32. Ouch, that's way under. And then last but not least, we go back to NumberFire. They got him at about 30 points and about 7 assists. So if we round that up and call it 37, 37 misses the mark as well. It's going to be just shy of the 37.5. So I'm not feeling great here about Steph Curry based on what I'm seeing from the projections. The odds say take the over. There's a lot of juice on the over for his points and assists. You have to decide. Are you trusting more of the projections here, or are you trusting the odds, the plus EV play being over on points or over on points and assists? For me, I'm just going to leave both alone and look for something that looks a little nicer here. What about Anthony Davis, AD? 27.5 points and assists. We took the under on Anthony Davis's points and rebounds last game. That ended up being sweaty, but the second half was not friendly to Anthony Davis. He ended up staying under his points and rebounds. Thank God. Today we got him at 27.5 points and assists. It looks like that the juice is coming in on the under at 27.5. So let's go take a look at this. It looks like he's at 26.5 on your favorite sports books. First projection I've got for Anthony Davis is 26.8. That's less than 27.5, so that's an under. Second projection I've got on AD, 27.5 is the line. Nice projection of just 24 points and assists. So that's looking like a nice little under there based on the projections we see here, right? And then third and finally, AD, 22.6 points. Let's bust the calculator out for accurate math. Plus 3.2 dimes, you're at 25.8 points and assists, which is less than 27.5. So guys, I think we found our first play here. Our first plus EV play that is projecting unanimously in our favor for the under is Anthony Davis under 27.5 points and assists. Now, whether you agree or disagree, that's besides the point. I have put you in a position here where your odds are in your favor, where your projections are in your favor. And all that we could do now is hope that Anthony Davis comes out and has a bad game, right? He's just got to go out and not perform in this case since we're taking the under. But yeah, good money here for this one. You're getting your money in good. The odds are on your side. Projections are on your side. What more could you ask for? Players got to go play, okay? There's only so much you can control. Only so much that you have in the palm of your hands here. Anthony Davis is going to be let loose tonight, and whether or not he plays well or not, we can't control that part. Here's another one. His teammate LeBron James, LBJ, 14.5 rebounds and assists is his line, getting about a 52.7% chance that LeBron James goes over 14.5 rebounds and assists. Let's go take a look at this one as they try to put the Golden State Warriors away tonight. Let's go check the rebounds and assists. We're looking for 15 or better when we go check these projections out, right? And this first projection does not disappoint. 17.1 projected rebounds and assists for LeBron James. That's a good first projection. Let's continue forward here. Let's see if we've got a second good projection for his rebounds and assists. This model's got him at 15.2 on a line of 14.5. So we're 2 for 2. Two very nice projections here for King James going over rebounds and assists. Let's run it a third and final time here just because we want to be thorough. We want to see what's what. We got 8.7 boards on Number Fire plus another 6.9 for the dimes. Puts LeBron James at 15.6. That's more than 14.5, my friends. So here you go again. Another plus EV play that's projecting well on 3 different models in our favor in 3 different models. In this case, over on LeBron James at 14.5 rebounds and assists. So you got 2 LA Lakers in here. Anthony Davis for less than 27.5 points and assists. LeBron James for more than 14.5 rebounds and assists. Obviously, we cannot play this in a 2-pick power play because they're both on the same team. We need to diversify. We need to try to find a pick proper play. That's not a Laker, right? It could be from a different sport, but in this case, we're talking basketball, so it's going to have to be somebody from a different team. So let's keep looking. Let's keep hunting and searching here. We got a couple more here before we reach the end of page 1 on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Kevin Love at 8.5 points. It's looking like a 52.7% chance tonight that he goes under 8.5. I mentioned this before. I've been taking some unders on Kevin Love. Normally I take a combo prop, like let's say a points and assists prop under. Maybe a points and rebounds prop under. But in this case, the points at just 8.5 looks like this could be a swell under play for Kevin Love. So let's run some projections on him. We're looking for anything under 8 for Kevin Love. First projection, right on the button at 8.5 points. So we're in a practical tie or push here for this first projection. We got to keep running these projections here. Let's go to a second one. Second projection on his points. Ooh, a little high here at 9.25. Which means we're going to go to Number Fire and see what they've got for Kevin Love, which is 8.8. It's a little bit too high for my liking here. Got him at 8.8 on one model, 9.2 on another model, and then you've got him at exactly 8.5. None of these are exactly screaming 8 or less to me. So I'm going to stay away from this one. I will skip this. This will be a fade. In other words, a pick that I am not interested in taking. Gabe Vincent. We took some unders on Gabe Vincent last time that he took the floor for Miami. We took the under on his 3-point makes, and that ended up hitting for us. Those of you that took it anyway. We see him today at a 12.5 points plus rebounds line and a 52.6% chance that he goes over today. So they're expecting maybe a little bit of a bounce back game for Gabe Vincent. And I don't mind that narrative. I think that could be a good spot here. Good way to attack Gabe Vincent. Might be for some overs today. So let's take a look at some projections for Mr. Gabe Vincent of the Miami Heat. We need 13 or more points and rebounds from Gabe. The first projection is going to be just a little bit shy at just 13.1. It's close. It's close, but it's not quite where we need. Oh, I'm sorry. I take it back. He's at 12.5. He's at 12.5. So 13.1 is an over. My bad. So the first projection's over. He's at 12.5 points and rebounds. So this is a good first projection. Let's run it a second projection. First projection's looking sharp at 13.1. I like that. Second projection's got him at 14.58 on a line of 12.5. So that's more by 2+ points and rebounds. I like what I'm seeing so far. looking good so far. We might have our third pick here, folks. Running it here on number fire, they got him at about 11 points, plus another 2.6 for the rebounds. That's going to put him at 13.5. 13.5 is more than 12.5. So yes, Gabe Vincent, come on down, buddy. You've just joined the dream team, the team that could potentially go for 25x tonight. What do you guys think? Gabe Vincent, good play? Yay or nay? Let me know in the live chat, or if you're watching this on the replay and Gabe Vincent's still at 12.5 points and rebounds. To my replay gang out there, leave a comment below. Are we rocking with Gabe Vincent or nah? Let me know why. Let me know why. So far, here's what we got. These three. 80 for less than 27 points and assists. LeBron for more than 14.5 rebounds and assists. And Gabe Vincent for more than 12.5 PR, points and rebounds. Drake Fry says, I can't do Gabe, only his assists. Those of you who are in the live chat, posting questions and super chats and things, I'll get with you in just one moment. We're almost done going through the first page of the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. I typically like to run through the first page of this, and then I'll start taking some of your questions and helping you guys with some of your research and such. Before we kick it over to the live chat and start taking some questions, our last pick here that we need to investigate further is Bam Adebayo at 19.5 points and assists. This one's got a 52.5% chance of going over. Okay, you got to remember that these lines makers, they set these lines as close to a coin flip as possible, as close to a 50-50 proposition as possible. So when you see percentages of 52.5, when you see a percentage of 53.9, those little 2 to 3 to 4%, sometimes 5% if you catch enough value on PrizePicks, those little percentages add up. And then when you apply some trustworthy projection models on top of the way that the optimizer's telling you to go here, more or less, over or under, well, hey, you could have some really good results like I did last night, hitting 6 out of 7 picks posted to Patreon members. I'm just saying, this is exactly what I do for Patreon members. Lines change throughout the day, so what we're talking about here at 12:32 p.m. Eastern time may change throughout the day. By the time 7 o'clock rolls around, and I might find more picks. Usually I do find more picks. More value opens up as you get to the end of the day, closer to tip-off. They call it like opening lines and closing lines. I like to attack those closing lines. That's where I find a lot of value. But as of right now, Bam Adebayo's 19.5 points and assists, we're getting about a 2.6% edge or advantage. It doesn't sound like much, but over time, the idea is that these little edges will add up and you'll be a more profitable bettor. Betting the plus EV way, that is. All right, so let's look at Bam. We're looking for 20 or more points and assists, and then I'll start taking some of your questions. Appreciate you guys rocking with me today. We've got over 240 people watching, but just 73 likes. I think we can get that up to 100 pretty quick. Went from 0 to 100 real quick. I think we could do it. Thank you for all 200 plus people watching. I appreciate your help in getting us over that 100 like marker. I'm going for 200 though. Somebody said it yesterday. They said, hey bro, you're aiming too low with these 100 likes. Why don't you ramp that thing up to 200? And I said, my bad, bro. You're probably right. We went for over 300 likes yesterday on yesterday's show. So I know we could do it again. I know we could run it back again. All right, Bam Adebayo's first projections looking super sweet. Again, we're looking for 20 or more on the points and assist projections for Bam Adebayo, but we've got almost 23 right here on this first one. So we're off to the races, off to a great start with Bam. Second projection for Bam Adebayo's points and assists, 19.5 is the line, 23.47 is the projection. Again, a massive over on a line of 19.5. So we're 2 for 2 on Bam Adebayo. We could stop there, but can't stop, won't stop. We got a third projection here. Let's run it one more time. 17.6 points for Bam on number fire, plus another 3.4 boards. That's a 21 savage projection for Bam Adebayo. 3 for 3 on Bam's points and assists at 19.5. So let's go find him here on PrizePicks. He is our fourth play that is plus EV, projecting well on 3 different models. Hey, if these don't hit, don't come for me, all right? Don't come at my neck. I don't want the mentions and stuff. You're taking it because you agree with math. You agree with the odds. You agree with the projections, okay? These are not me looking into my fake crystal ball, predicting what's going to happen. This is me reading to you what the odds are, what the projections are, all right? These could all hit, they could all miss. We don't know. We don't know, but I can tell you this, historically speaking, we've done a pretty damn good job here on this show. We've done a pretty damn good job in Patreon as well. So here's your first 4 picks, all pulled from the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, the same tool that produced a 6-1 night for our Patreon members, exclusively for our Patreon members last night. So it works. Does it work all the time? No, doesn't work all the time, but it works a lot of the time. So you should definitely give serious consideration to all 4 of these picks, whether you agree with them or disagree with them. The math and odds and projections are all on your side, all in your favor. What more do you want? All right, here we go. Let's run it with the folks in the live chat. Speaking of running it, y'all done run them likes up to over 100 already. Sheesh. Thanks for the support, gang. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Y'all keep supporting free content, man. I'll keep showing up. I'll keep showing up. We'll run this thing every day until the end of the NBA Finals, all right? As many days as I can muster. All right, let's run through the live chat real quick because I see a couple of super chats that came through. We got to address those first and foremost. Super chats are essentially like a fast pass. When you go to Disney or your favorite theme park, you see those folks that are standing in line, and then you see the other folks who get to go to the front of the line. Those are your fast pass holders. When you super chat me, of course I'm going to take care of the people that are reaching into their pocket, supporting free content. I got to take care of them first, but I'll backtrack and try to get to as many additional questions, comments, and everything that you guys are leaving in the chat, all right? Here we go. Filthy Hybrid leaving a $5 super chat. Again, never expected, but always appreciated. Filthy Hybrid says, good picks overall yesterday. Sadly, I went 5 for 6 on 2 different entries. Well, hey, the way that I look at going 5 out of 6 is you just picked up 2 free bets. 2 free bets. Whatever you risked on those 5 picks, you doubled up, essentially getting yourself a risk-free bet, 2 risk-free bets the next time you put in a 6 pick. That's how I look at those. So that's not a bad deal. You're giving me basically a free shot for another 25x the next day. I'm cool with that. Double ups aren't the worst thing in the world. But what I would advise you, Filthy Hybrid, just a little piece of advice. If you like those 6 picks so much, you think all of them are going to hit and get you 25 times your money, why not take a couple of your most favorites of those 6 and put them in a 2-pick power play? Otherwise, you're leaving 5 good picks, 5 winning picks on the table to only earn yourself 2 times your money. Why not put a couple of 2-pick power plays out there? Instead of wasting those 5 picks on just a double up, you could go 2 for 2 and get yourself a triple up. You could run 2 2-pick power plays and get yourself 2 triple ups. Just something to think about. Maybe you flank that 6-pick with 1 or 2 additional 2-pick power plays. If you hit 1 2-pick power play out of 3, you break even. So if you doubled up on your 6-pick, you ran at least 1 2-pick power play. You're making more off the 1 2-pick power play than you ever did off of the 5 out of 6, right? The double up. So I don't know, just something to think about. Something to think about. All right, let's see here. Next super chat, Last in Limbo. He's saying, hey CJ, curious if you could look at these picks. He's looking at some Austin Reeves for under 1.5 turnovers. Let's go find Austin Reeves real quick. Make sure that he's here on PrizePicks. Oh, hey, get out of here. It looks like my Modern Warfare wanted to do an update. Not right now, Call of Duty. You and I will meet again, but not right now. Austin Reeves under 1.5 turnovers. That could be a move. The other one you're liking is Jordan Poole for over 2.5 assists. Ugh. Listen, I thought I said Jordan Poole's on our banned list. Are we going back to Jordan Poole tonight? Jordan Poole. The pool was closed last game, y'all. Anybody who took Jordan Poole, you know what I'm talking about. And then you're also mentioning Kevin Love under points and rebounds, and Bron under 5.5 assists. My goodness gracious. All right, you loaded me up here. 4 different options. Let's start with the first two. Austin Reeves for 1.5 turnovers. Looking like you're wanting to go under on Reeves. Let's go take a peek here. See what the EV option is on Austin Reeves. You got him here at 1.5 turnovers. The over is looking like the plus EV move. 53.3% chance that Austin Reeves is going to turn that ball over at least twice tonight against Golden State. So yeah, you got pretty good juice on the over here. True odds of minus 131 that he turns it over at least twice. Now, these are one of those prop categories: turnovers, blocks, steals. I don't like playing a lot of these. Free throw makes is another one. I don't get into these a whole lot. I like more the traditional player prop markets, but if you want to go there, you can go there. It is looking like a plus EV play if you wanted to go there. As far as projections go, I think I do have a couple of projections for these to kind of help you with your decision on Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves turnovers, 1.5 is the line. 1.62 is going to be the projection, so slightly more than 1.5. Let's also check number fire. They've got some projections for Austin Reeves as well. So we punch in his name here. We go over to the TO column, and you see that he's at 1.6 projected turnovers. So 2 projections on Austin Reeves that are slightly more than 1.5. Again, these kind of props are not my favorite to play, but it is projecting favorably, and it is a plus EV play. So yes, you could go over on Austin Reeves for 1.5 turnovers. All right, your other one was Jordan Poole for more than 2.5 assists. I'm a little bit hesitant. I'm a little gun shy. I know. I've said put your biases aside. Your recency biases need to be put aside here, but I'm just not loving what I'm seeing out of Jordan Poole recently. It's not looking great. Let's take a look at Jordan Poole here for 2.5 assists. 51.94% chance that he goes over. So almost a 52% chance that he clears 2.5 assists. Now I've taken him for over on 3-point makes. I've taken him over on his points in recent days. Maybe that's the wrong move. Maybe we can trust him to dish to his teammates at least 3 times tonight. Maybe we're wrong for trusting him to score, but maybe he can collect 3 assists, possibly. 52% chance, though, that he goes over this prop. So let's go run some projections on Mr. Jordan Poole. Hopefully we find projections of 3 or more on the dimes, right? That's what we're hoping for, to make us feel a little more confident in this option. 2.8 on a line of 2.5. That is an over. Not a big over, but over. Second projection is going to be 3.06 on a line of 2.5. So that, again, is an over on Jordan Poole. Maybe I need to forgive this guy. Maybe I do need to forgive him and put him in my entry. 2.9 is his third and final projection. Again, closer to 3, almost at that 3 number, which is a lot better than being almost down at 2, right? Closer to 3 than 2. So 3 out of 3 projections agree. Hey, taking the over on Jordan Poole at 2.5 dimes is not that bad. I'm going to leave him in there. I like pain. I like punishment. Clearly. And if I drown in the pool tonight, y'all make sure you show up at my funeral, okay? But I'm going to take the over on 2.5 assists for Jordan Poole. All right, you had 2 other plays in here. Let's wrap these up pretty quickly here so we can get to the next super chat. Appreciate you leaving that for me last in limbo. He's liking Kevin Love for under points and rebounds, as I mentioned a little bit ago. Taking the under on Kevin Love has worked out more often than not. Today, he's at 13.5 points and rebounds. They didn't give us the points and assists today, I see. Very tricky prize picks. But you're wanting to go under on Kevin Love, so we need 13 or fewer points and rebounds for him to hit for us tonight. Let's go take a look and see at this this pick and see if it's a plus EV play. We talked about possibly taking the under. We looked at that one on his points at 8.5, but he's projecting just a little bit too high for my liking on 8.5 points. On the 13.5 points and rebounds, you've got about a 51.6% chance that he goes over 13.5 PR tonight. So you're wanting to take the under, which would be going against the odds, against the grain, which is not something I personally like to do often. But let's go check some projections out for Kevin Love. If he's projecting for 13 or fewer points and rebounds, then maybe you take him. I wouldn't take him on a site like PrizePicks, but maybe you take him on a site like, I don't know, like DraftKings Sportsbook or FanDuel Sportsbook or something. Okay. First projection's 14.2. Again, the line for Kevin Love and his points and rebounds is 13.5. So the optimizer says take the under, but the projection's saying take the over. So you're going to have a decision to make here. Do you want to go with the projections or do you want to go with the odds? Second projection has him at 16.44 points and rebounds, which again is more than 13.5. So 2 for 2 on projected overs for Kevin Love and his PR tonight. And then the last one's 8.8 points plus another 6.9 boards, 15.7. So 3 out of 3 sites agree that taking the over on Kevin Love is probably the way to go here. So you got to choose. Do you want to go with the projections or do you want to go with the optimizer? Optimizer says under, which is kind of in agreement with what you were thinking last in limbo. But the projections are too high for me to take the under on Kevin Love. I'm going to leave this one alone here. I'm leaving it alone. You got a 48.3% chance that he goes under 13.5 PR. You got a 51.6% chance that he goes over 13.5 PR. So a little bit better chance that he goes over his points and rebounds than under. I'm just going to leave that one alone. And your last one was LeBron James under 5.5 assists. We already have LeBron in here for more than 14.5 rebounds and assists, but you're considering possibly going under on Kevin Love's, I'm sorry, on LeBron James 5.5 assists. You want to go under on this. Let's take a peek at this one and see if this one is a plus EV play. And if it is it projecting well? Let's go look. So his assists are at 5.5 here on PrizePicks. Optimizer says take the over in this case. 51.3% chance that he has 6 or more dimes tonight. So slightly higher chance that he has 6 versus going under 6. So when it comes to LeBron James, kind of like Kevin Love, you're kind of going against the grain here. You're wanting to go under, but the odds and the optimizer says you should be thinking about taking the over. So let's run some projections on LeBron's assists tonight. First projection has him at 6.4, which is not good if you're thinking about going under. Second projection has him at 5.8. Again, not good if you're thinking about going under. And then the third and final projection provided by Number Fire, 6.9 dimes on a line of 5.5. Again, not good if you're thinking about going under. So of all those picks, oddly enough, I like Jordan Poole. I'm going to take him. And you could take a shot on Austin Reeves. You were wanting to go under Austin Reeves turnovers at 1.5, but I think he was projecting slightly over. Yeah, I'm going to just stick with Poole. Out of all those, I think I like Poole the most. Which is weird to say, which is risky to say, right? So for those of you who are just getting here, here's what we got so far. We got AD under 27.5 points and assists. I know some of y'all are talking about you feel like Anthony Davis could go for 30 or more points. Listen, we don't bet with our feelings and our emotions around here. I hear what you're saying, Mr. Steven Fernandez. But we can't be scared bettors. We're going to trust the data. We're going to trust the math, the odds behind these picks. We're going to trust the projections in this case. If you don't like it, I'm not forcing you to take anything. Don't take anything you don't like, Steven. All right? because I don't want to hear it. If Anthony Davis goes for 28, you're going to be like, hey, man, that pick sold. I'm like, why'd you take it? Oh, because you agreed with everything that I showed you? Oh, okay, then. I didn't force you to take it, right? Oh, okay, then. Okay. Take what you like. Leave the rest for me. I'll take it. I don't care. I'm a crazy sumbitch. I'll take the under on Anthony Davis, just like I took the under on Kevin Durant last night on his points and assists and ended up cashing for me. I'm a wild man who trusts the numbers and projections, but if you don't trust them, that's okay. That's okay. Cartier, yeah, I mean, I mentioned it's happy hour today when I posted my my link to the show, but yes, PrizePicks, those happy hour entries, the minimum entries goes down to $1 instead of $5. So those of y'all who are working with a lighter bankroll, a smaller budget, hey, you could turn $1 into $25 real quick. It's a good day to experiment with some other sports and stuff on PrizePicks once happy hour starts, but it doesn't start till 3 p.m. Eastern time. So shout out to my happy hour folks out there. All right, Dwayne Hooper says, trust Curry. He knows what he's doing. Thank you, Dwayne. I'm glad that you've put your trust in me, and you know, all I do is put my trust in these numbers. All right, that's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen. I'm not smarter than these projection models. I'm definitely not smarter than the lines makers who set these lines on these sports books neither. I'm done trying to figure out what's going to happen from night to night and pulling my hair out when I'm wrong. I'm done doing that. I'd rather just ride with the data and the numbers and let whatever happens, happens. And I think you guys are starting to come around to it and see that plus EV betting is the way to go, especially if you're on PrizePicks. Last in Limo coming through with another one. He's got Rui Hachimura for over 0.53s. Another guy that I swore off. Rui Hachimura, huh? He's got to knock down 1-3 tonight. Oh, it's so tempting, isn't it? It's so tempting. Do we trust Rui Hachimura? I swore off Jordan Poole and Rui Hachimura. I swore them off, but here I am with Jordan Poole over 2.5 assists in my entry tonight. Rui Hachimura, do we give this guy another chance? He needs to knock down 1-3 tonight. Something that he's done in some games. 4 against Golden State on May 4th, 1 on May 6th. Then there's other games where he goose eggs you, putting up 0 3-point makes. So he's 2 for 4 in this series against Golden State, hitting this prop. Maybe the guy's due for a 3 tonight. Let's go take a look at this and see if it's looking good. We're going to go back to the optimizer, punch in Rui's name, his 3-point prop, 52.5% chance that he goes over this tonight. So kind of like Aaron Gordon last night, I took a shot on him. He was at 0.5 3-point makes. AG cashed us out. He knocked down that 1-3 that we needed him to knock down. Now, Rui Hachimura is not in the starting lineup. Rui Hachimura does not get the same kind of minutes that Aaron Gordon gets. So I don't want to even compare the two outside of the fact that they have the same 3-point make line. But this is looking like a plus EV play for the over. Let's go run some projections on Rui Hachimura and see what's up. First projection, he's at 0.7 3-point makes. Again, this is one of those boomer bust style props. It's very likely that Rui, if his line is at 0.5, he's probably going to either knock down 1 or knock down none. It's either going to hit or not. Feast or famine, boomer bust. 0.63 is his second 3-point projection. And then we go and run a third and final projection here on Number Fire. They've got him making 0.7, which is closer to 1. All these projections have him closer to 1. He would be like a honorable mention play for me. He would be an over. If I was going to play it, I would definitely play it for more or over 0.5 3-point makes. But I'm going to leave him off. I don't know. I just don't feel good about it. If he was projecting more like Aaron Gordon last night, for example, he was projecting for 1 or like 1.2 3-point makes on a couple different models. Rui's not getting those kind of projections like AG did yesterday. Rui's a little lighter, 0.6, 0.7. If it was like 1.1, 1.2, 1.0, I'd feel a little bit better about it. I'm going to leave him off though. He'll be an honorable mention. You put him in like maybe 1 entry, 1 slip, but I would not I would not take too much of that Rui Hachimura over a 0.5 3-point makes. Let's see here. A couple other super chats coming through. Appreciate you guys. Wow. Everyday Fantasy dropping a big one on me. A big super chat on me. 1999. Brother, you shouldn't have. I appreciate you, though. He says, big ups to my brother Curry. We win together. Patreon is way underpriced. All right. Hey, you said it, not me. I'm hiking the prices starting today. If you don't join today, the cost of rent just went up, my friends. You could blame Everyday Fantasy for that. I'm just kidding. I'm not putting the price up. I'm just kidding. I think $20 a month is very reasonable. About 67 cents a day. I think it's very, very reasonable. I'm providing probably too much content for $19.99 or $20 a month. I'm probably doing too much. I've heard from some people that, hey, I've been a part of other Patreons. They ain't doing nearly as much as you're doing. That's what I've heard from people. And I don't know, because I've never been a Patreon member of somebody else's Patreon, so I have nothing to compare to. I'm just trying to deliver what I think is more value than $20 a month. I'm trying to deliver and go above and beyond what I think $20 is worth. I have nothing to compare to, but I've heard from people that say, hey, Curry, you're doing way more. You're doing too much, bro. Nobody else is doing what you're doing with Patreon. Nobody else is doing what you're doing with the Discord. Nobody else is posting these cheat sheets like you're posting for us each and every day. I don't know. You know, people come, people go, they join, then they don't join. You know, people got their reasons. It's easy to get burnt out, you know, betting on sports and stuff. So I get it. It's a revolving door to some degree. But hey, I hear a lot of people telling me, man, you're doing it different. Nobody else has a community like this. This is the best Discord. This is the best community I've ever been a part of. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing then, because y'all like it. Y'all are rocking with it. As long as y'all are supporting it, I'm going to keep doing it. Anyway, brother, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, Mr. Everyday Fantasy. That's our guy, Don P. 111 in Discord. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Along with that kind word that he left for us, he's also mentioned Kyle Lowry for more than 13.5 points and assists. So let's go take a look at Mr. Lowry here. Some of y'all know him as BBL. I won't go into detail about what that means. Maybe you can Google it. Maybe you can search urbandictionary.com for BBL. Just know that the L stands for Lowry if you do decide to Google it. 13.5 points and assists. I'm seeing him at a 14.5, my friend. Did you mean 14.5? Or did you get him at 13.5 and he's been bumped up a whole point in assist? Mr. Everyday Fantasy, are you there? Let me know. Anyway, we'll look at it at 14.5 because that's what I'm showing right here on PrizePicks. So if you're playing on PrizePicks, you're getting him at 14.5. Maybe Everyday Fantasy, I know he dabbles in some other sites. Maybe he found Lowry a little cheaper elsewhere. Oh, points and rebounds. Okay. That's different. All right, points and rebounds, not points and assists. All right, let's look at Lowry's points and rebounds, 13.5. That makes more sense. Taking a look here, the optimal way to play this play is definitely for the over. You got about a 51.6% chance that Kyle Lowry will get you 14 points and rebounds tonight. All right, so we already took the over, by the way, on Gabe Vincent's points and rebounds. I probably, if this checks out, Kyle Lowry checks out, I probably wouldn't combine Lowry and Vincent in the same entry. I would tell you, if you like both and they both check out, take one in one entry, take one in a different entry. All right, put Vincent in one, put Lowry in another. Don't put them together because of correlation reasons. You don't want one possibly cannibalizing the other. If one guy has a really good game, that could come at the detriment of the other guy. Am I making sense? Am I preaching? Am I preaching today? Y'all give me an amen if you hear me. But that's what I would do. I would keep these guys apart. I would not put them in the same entry. Let's take a look at Kyle Lowry today. 14 or more points and rebounds is what we need. 12.4 though is the first projection for Kyle Lowry. Not quite what we were looking for. Second projection for Lowry, 13.5 on a line of 13.5. So that doesn't really help us or tell us a whole lot. I'm liking Gabe Vincent a little bit more than I am Lowry. In this last projection, he's at 10.4 points, but a 3.9 rebound projection. So this one is going to put him over here at 14.3. So you only got one projection model out of 3 that I use. Now there could be there's a bunch of different projection models out there, but of the 3 that I use, he's only projected over on 1, and that's on Number Fire. So I think for me, I'd rather take Gabe Vincent at 12.5 points and rebounds, and I'm going to leave or exclude Lowry at 13.5 points and rebounds. It is a plus EV play though. So if you're just going to override the projections and say, we're going to ignore those and we're just going to ride with the juice, the odds are definitely in your favor if you wanted to take Lowry for more than 13.5 points and rebounds. Muhammad, thank you for subbing to the channel. Appreciate you. Guys, we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of NBA season. We're getting close. We're getting real dangerously close. We got 289 people watching. I don't know if all 289 of you are subscribers or not, but this is a good opportunity for me to ask you to hit the subscribe button if you're not yet, and join me on the journey to 10,000. I appreciate you. All right. Oh, he followed it up. Doggone it. I didn't see your follow-up super chat. My B. Didn't scroll down far enough, but you meant points and rebounds. All right. Well, we addressed that. We definitely looked at it. What about the points and assists? While we're discussing Lowry, I mean, this one's not getting great odds or anything, just a 50.1% chance that he goes over, but maybe the points and assists are a better play. And not really. 13.1 on that projection. All right, we'll leave that one alone. Let's keep scrolling. We got Travis Knott coming through with one. Mitchell Robinson, 14.5 points and rebounds. He's wanting to take the under on Mitchell Robinson. I think the unders for Mitchell Robinson have definitely been working out lately more than the overs have. Am I wrong on that? Is my memory failing me? Or has Mitchell Robinson been going under a lot lately? Let's go take a peek. His points and rebounds are at 14.5. Now, here's what I'll tell you is that if you're thinking of taking the under on Mitchell Robinson, hold your horses, boy. 51.4% chance that he goes over according to the odds here. So you may want to hold your horses, boy. Because the odds are definitely saying take the over on Mitchell Robinson at 14.5 PR. Let's go check some projections though. Maybe he's projecting terribly and you can roll the dice on taking the under. Oh, well, in this case, the first projection, he's actually not projecting terribly. He's projecting pretty darn good here at 16.6 points and rebounds. So again, hold those horses, buddy. Second projection for Mitchell Robinson's points and rebounds, 17.7 on a line of 14.5. Yeah, you better hold them horses, man. This ain't looking pretty for an under. I wouldn't take the under on this. If it was me and my money, nah, can't do it. 5.7 points plus another 9.1 boards puts him at 14.8 on Number Fire. I'm staying away from this one. Not going to do it. He's just projecting too good. So I'm going to stay away. Hashim says, where can I see the props from last night on Patreon? Well, they are living in Curry's Kitchen, which is our Patreon Discord channel where I post picks every day and night. Day and night. What? Dwayne Hooper's asking about Jalen Brunson over 10 rebounds and assists. Let's go look at Jalen Brunson real quick on the optimizer. I'm going to refresh. It's been a while since we hit that refresh button. Got to refresh the optimizer. Got to keep the newest, latest, greatest lines pulled in here on the optimizer. So make sure you're hitting the refresh button. Things are definitely changing. The landscape in the prop betting space is always moving. 10.5 rebounds and assists for Brunson, guys. We got about a 51.5% chance that he goes over. Okay, Dwayne? 51.5% chance that he goes over. So 11 or more rebounds and assists. Let's keep looking. Let's see what we got here on the projection for Action Brunson. 9.3, not a good start on a line of 10.5. So the optimizer says over. First projection says under. Second projection says over, though, at 11.2 on the line of 10.5. Let's run it a third time here. Third time for you folks. We got to break the tie, right? We got one under, one over. Here we've got 4.2 boards on number fire plus 5.9 assists, putting him at 10.1, which is closer to 10 than 11. So for me, Mr. Hooper, hanging with Mr. Hooper. That's what we're doing today, folks. Hanging with Mr. Hooper. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna have to leave that one alone. I'm gonna fade Jalen Brunson. Again, you can completely ignore these projections if you want to. You could just roll with the odds and say, hey, screw those projections. I think Jalen Brunson's going over, despite what those projection models say. You could do that. I'm not going to do that, but you could do that if you wanted to do that. Will saying he doesn't trust Jordan Poole. I don't trust him to score, but maybe we trust him to drop 3 dimes tonight, right? Maybe he goes home 30 cents poor because he dropped 3 dimes tonight in Golden State. It's possible. It could happen, right? Crazier things have happened. Fear Shaolin. He's asking about Josh Hart for a free throw make tonight. Ooh. We talked about this at the top of the show. Quentin Grimes saw 42 minutes in the absence of Emmanuel Quickley. Josh Hart saw 22 minutes. That's not good. That's not good for any Josh Hart overs. But if you're going to take an over on Josh Hart, maybe Josh Hart gets fouled and gets to the free throw line one time. Maybe. Could happen. A lot of stuff could happen, right? Let's take a look at his free throw makes real quick. Josh Hart is at 0.5 on PrizePicks, 1.6 according to RotoWire here. They got a projected for more than 0.5. So that's a good first projection. Let's check a second projection for Josh Hart. We're going here to number fire, folks. Punch in Josh Hart's name. And if you want to see how you can get these free throw make projections for free on number fire, pay close attention, okay? Find the player you're looking for. In this case, I'm looking for Josh Hart, right? I'm going to click on his name. It opens up this page, his player page, player profile page, whatever you want to call it. Once you're here, scroll down just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And then go to the game log section. Once you're at the game log section, you will see the dates on the left-hand column here, 5/10/23. That's today. You're going to go over here to FTM-A, free throw makes and attempts. He is projected for 1.9 free throw makes on 2.6 free throw attempts. So you've got 2 very favorable projections for Josh Hart on 0.5 free throw makes. Again, saw quite a reduced role in that last game. Grimes outplayed him 42 minutes to 22 minutes. It's a little dicey for that reason. Makes me a little hesitant. But if you wanted to go Josh Hart for 1 free throw make, it is projecting very nicely. Over 1.5 free throw make projection on 2 different sources. It's one to consider, okay? It's one to consider. For now, I'll leave him in because we are looking for a 6th pick. And I don't mind rolling the dice. I'm a gambler, guys. That's what I do. I gamble. Let's keep looking here. Any other super chats that I might have missed? I think that was the last one. All right. Yeah, I think that was the last one. Cool. I'm all caught up. Thank you for the super chats. All right, let's go for another like 5 minutes or so. So far, we got these 6 picks. We'll recap for those who might have just joined us. Anthony Davis under 27.5 points and assists. LeBron over 14.5 rebounds and assists. Gabe Vincent for more than 12.5 points and rebounds. Bam Bam for more than 19.5 points and assists. Jordan Poole, very polarizing figure. A very controversial play here at more than 2.5 assists. I'm taking it. You don't like it? Cool. Don't take it. And then Josh Hart, another controversial play for 1 free throw make. That's the 6 I've got so far. That's what I've got so far. Let me keep looking. Tyrone says, I'm grandfathered into that $20 a month Patreon deal. Facts. I would never raise the price. I think it's just fine where it's at. Let me just show Hashim real quick, because I think Hashim might be confused here. Hashim might be lost. He may not know where to go here in Discord. Let me just show Hashim. Hashim, my friend, thank you for joining Patreon first and foremost. Secondly, the pics that I post are right here in Curry's kitchen. That's where I cook. All right? You can see I started posting them yesterday at 6:24 p.m. Eastern time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. And of those 7, we hit 6 of them. 6 and 1 on picks posted exclusively for Patreon members. So over on the left-hand side, you've got all these different Patreon exclusive channels, different sports, right? Curry's Kitchen is where you would go to find picks that I've posted. Elite Entries is where you would go to find community slips, tickets, entries, whatever you want to call them. That's where I posted our big 25x win, which was this guy right here. 6 for 6, 25 times our money, went from $25 to $625. All right, so that's a little tour, I guess. Patreon giveaways, that's where I give away over 10 risk-free entries per week exclusively to Patreon members. And then you got the Patreon prop talk stages. That's where we go live with our Patreon members. That's me going live exclusive with Patreon members for a little powwow, talking some player props. So we've got all kind of channels set up here exclusively for Patreon. We got research channels here in Discord, player prop bots, news constantly being fed to our Discord here. These are public channels. We got Winner's Circle where you could go and post all your winning tickets. There's my man Don P. 5 picks to pay $500. Wow. Congrats to Don P. So yeah, this is where everybody would post their winning tickets. There's our 2-pick power play from yesterday. Those of you who tailed that one, congratulations. Posted that one in there. There's the 6 pick that I was telling you about that went for 625 bones. So hopefully that helps answer your question a little bit, Mr. Hashim. I know it could be a little overwhelming and confusing, Discord and all that. But there you go. All right, let's get to your other questions. What do the cheat sheets look like? They look like player prop line, projection, and then percentage of an edge or advantage that you have, projection versus PrizePicks line. That's what they kind of look like, if you can imagine that. They're in a PDF format. They're searchable. You open them up on Patreon. You can hit the little search function, type in your favorite prop name, type in your favorite player's name. You can quickly find what you're looking for on the cheat sheet. I usually do like the top 200 plays for NBA, top 200 plays for MLB, projection versus PrizePicks line, and then it shows you the edge or advantage that you have, that projection versus the PrizePicks line. So I post those each and every day. So that's kind of what they look like, though. Link to Patreon is down in the description of the video. You can also find it on my Twitter page. But yeah, description of the video is probably the easiest place to find it. Let's see here. Let's run through a couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up for today, guys. It's 1:14 p.m. Like I said, we found what looks like the best value as of this moment, as of this time, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast here. By the time 7 o'clock rolls around, there's going to be more value that opens up on the board. All right. That's where I really start hammering on the research, start posting those picks to Curry's Kitchen, to Patreon members and all that stuff. What was the first prop? It was AD for less than 27.5 PA. LeBron for more than 14.5 RA. Gabe Vincent for more than 12.5 PR. Bam for more than 19.5 PA. Poole for more than 2.5 assists. And Hart for more than 0.5 free throw makes. Is your server free or premium? Kaiser, it's both. There's free channels in there. It's more geared toward Patreon members, I would say. There's a lot of channels that are private, that are Patreon only channels, but there's a lot of public channels that are helpful too. Research bots, news that's constantly being pumped in, fed in. If you have questions and stuff, there's, you know, free channels in there. You can ping me. I'll, you know, try to help you when I can. So a little bit of both. I try to make it to where there's some value for those who just want to be free members. And then there's some value, obviously, if you join Patreon, a lot more value. So, but yeah, links to everything down in the description of today's video. Dwayne Hooper says, Patreon is well worth it. Don't miss out. Seriously. Dwayne, thank you. I appreciate you, man. I paid Dwayne $50 to come on here today to promote the Patreon. Dwayne, thank you, man. You did exactly what I told you to do. You read the script word for word, and you nailed it, buddy. You nailed it. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say any of that. That was supposed to be a secret between me and Dwayne. Cat's out of the bag. Dwayne's a paid employee. Just kidding. I don't have any paid employees. Dwayne says, stop the cat. You're right, Dwayne. I just lied to everybody. I lied. Anyway, appreciate it. RJ Barrett. Let's go look at RJ Barrett tonight. RJ Barrett, I took the under on him in the last game. I thought, hey, time for RJ Barrett to go under, right? Nah. RJ Barrett had a pretty good game. He's at 31.5 fantasy score. Let's kick Josh Hart to the curb real quick so that we can look at RJ Barrett at 31.5. Are you wanting to go over or under? Not Miggs. Over or under? You're asking about it. I'm more likely to go under on RJ Barrett for everything, but you're thinking maybe go over tonight. All right. He barely went over in that last game. 33.3 fantasy score. His line's 31.5 today. So again, if you're playing fantasy score on PrizePicks, make sure if you're using projection models like I'm about to use right now to look at this RJ Barrett prop, that they're FanDuel projection models. So let's go do that real quick now. Punch in RJ Barrett's name on your favorite FanDuel projection site. Take a look at his fantasy score projection here. 30.07 on a line of 31.5. 30.07 is less than 31.5. So if you're thinking about going over, you might want to think again here. Second projection for Barrett is 30.8. It's pretty close to 31.5, but it's still less or under in this case. And then finally, our last projection, let's refresh here. There they are. Last projection for RJ Barrett, 29.4. Another under. In fact, the lowest projection that we found thus far for RJ Barrett. So you got 3 out of 3 projections saying take the under on RJ Barrett. So, you know, I would probably stay away from RJ Barrett. 29.4. We saw a 30.0, 30.8. So I'd probably leave RJ Barrett alone today. All right. But with that being said, we have hooked you guys up with 6 picks that look really nice across the board today. Whether or not you decide to take them is your decision. It's totally up to you. I'm going to go back and add Josh Hart to the mix here for more than 0.5 free throw makes. This is the 6 that I'll run. I'll just throw, what do I got? Let's make it 14 bucks. 14 bucks gets you 350 back. We won't go too crazy on this one. We'll wait for some more value to open up later on in the evening, but there you go. There's 6 plays, all plus EV. Well, most of them plus EV and projecting favorably across 3 different models. Will they all hit? I don't know. I can't predict the future. I'm just playing the numbers here. Hopefully they do though, and we get another 25-time payout. But guys, if you're in Patreon, I will see you throughout the day. I'll be active in Discord per usual. If you need anything, please tag me. And of course, I've already posted the MLB cheat sheet for the day. NBA cheat sheet will be coming later. And around 6 o'clock Eastern time, I'll start posting more picks for NBA as some of those lines start to shift and change and more value starts to open up on the PrizePicks board. I appreciate everybody's support. 155 likes, not too bad. 238 of you watching. Hit the like button on your way out. We'll catch you in the next one, guys. Good luck on your slips tonight. Peace.